Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I found a thread about what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you type thing. These are always very painful for me to go through, which hopefully makes it somewhat entertaining for you. All right, first off, I was told I wasn't patriotic because I didn't celebrate 4th of July in Australia. God damn. I think this probably can be filed under the US defaultism type thing. Hopefully, and I'm going to try not to be too defensive, guys. I mean, I can't help it sometimes. I have to defend my fellow Americans, even though this isn't very defensible, and this is not a very good excuse. But I'm just saying, hopefully they thought you were American, or they assumed you were American. As a lot of Americans tend to do on the internet, apparently. You know, Americans, we just seem to think everybody else on the internet must be American. Because it's either that or they actually think that people in other countries should be celebrating the 4th of July, America's Independence Day, which is even worse. That would be even worse. So I'm hoping it's the former. Either way, though, that's very embarrassing. The replies. Oh my God. Now, what is each year they ask me if we celebrate Thanksgiving? God damn, I can't take this shit. What do you mean each year? Every year? Who are these Americans asking you this? That's the part of this that I don't understand sometimes. It's like, who are these Americans? What do you mean every year you have Americans asking you that? Are we talking about like in comment sections? Like under what circumstances would you even be talking about that? Like, hey, do you celebrate Thanksgiving in France? Like, yes, I do believe some Americans would be stupid enough to ask a French person that, but every year you get into this same conversation? Another one with the same freaking thing. Do you celebrate Independence Day of the United States? No? Why would they? I don't even know where this person's from, but why would any other country celebrate the independence of the US? Although I do like this fact. I always point this out. The French actually used to celebrate the American Independence Day, the 4th of July, because, you know, they were very on board with it. They were like, woo! So while that has absolutely no bearing on Americans asking that in today's modern age, the French did used to celebrate it. This guy assumes no Americans are reading this thread. I'm right here, buddy. I mean, feel free to talk in kilograms, meters, centimeters, and Celsius. You can even talk in the 24-hour clock and put the day before the month in the date format. But I'm going to be right here converting all of it to my freedom units. Are you Indonesian or Asian? Huh? Are you German or European? They're right behind me, aren't they? Yep, right here. And you better not say a single another mean thing about Americans. Their obsession with 5 de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo? Like, de que mi hablas? What are you talking about? I mean, it's mostly the Mexican Americans that are here celebrating Cinco de Mayo, although the white people definitely do partake. Like, a lot of white people. Like, I mean, mostly just to, like, have a reason to drink a beer. But I know for a fact that the celebration of Cinco de Mayo in America was like a Mexican-American thing. And now it's just like kind of a way here, especially like in schools in America, it's like a way of celebrating Mexican culture. Why would you live in Kenya? Because I was born here. That is such an insulting question. Why would you live in Kenya? I was in the US. I'm from Australia. And a woman asked if that was near Paris. I'm trying to comprehend if this could be like one of those, you know, like people often mix up Austria and Australia, but usually it's the other way around. Like, I feel like Americans, if you say you're Austrian, Americans might think you're Australian. But either way, like, is Austria near Paris? What a weird... Like, if you said, is Austria near France? Yeah, near France. That would be a question, I guess. I mean, this is all despite the fact that that's not even what we're talking. We're talking about Australia. I'm doing my best to comprehend this question, but it's very difficult. I got asked in Disney World once how it is coming to a first world country. I'm from Australia. No way. No way. Oh my God. That's so condescending and stupid. How could someone, is that just like meant to be an insult? It's hard to believe someone doesn't know Australia is a first world country. Even if someone was from like a third world country, I wouldn't ask that question like that. And I know I can already see the comments. America's not even a first world country. Yeah. Can we please stop saying Americans or, quote, America to refer to them, and let's get rid of the metric system? You know what's funny is when I first started making these videos, like reacting to stuff of other countries and stuff, I was surprised that it seems like a majority of the rest of the world refers to the United States as America. I always had referred to it as the United States, which is obviously a bit more accurate, and that's what this person is saying. Like, I mean, this person's probably from Mexico or something, and they're like, hey, like, Mexico is in America, like part of America, like North America, you know, Canada is part of North America. Then there's South America, too. So instead of calling them Americans, why don't you call them, I don't know what to call the people. That would be hard. But as far as the place, you would think it would be referred to as the United States, not just America. So I agree with this one. But why does it say, and let's get rid of the metric system once and for all? Why would you want to get rid of the metric system? Did that translate correctly? Oh, no, it didn't translate correctly. Let's use the metric system for once. I think the imperial system is too entrenched in like American culture at this point. I don't think we're switching to the metric system, even though that would obviously be logical. A US friend got mad at me because they saw a photo of my house and it was bigger and more modern than hers. She couldn't understand how if I lived in a third world country, she said it was unfair. What? Huh? That's such a... Fuck. That is so... What? I mean, I can't help but wonder if it's one of those where it's like... She wasn't actually mad, but surprised. I mean, I don't know if it's common in other countries or languages, but like... In America, it would be a normal reaction to be like, what? No, that's so unfair. But not actually be mad. Maybe I'm trying to defend it, you know, I mean, but frankly, that's almost unbelievable. She got mad that you live in a bigger house. How could you live in a bigger house than me? I'm American. We're not friends anymore. Same. Houses in our third world countries are spacious and cool, but they think we live in mud houses or tents. You know, okay, that aspect I do believe. I do think that a lot of Americans probably think that, like, if you're not in some huge superpower country, that you live in a mud hut. I love my American friends, but one fully told me with a straight face that other countries don't have capitals. I asked about Paris and London, and she said, those are fashion capitals? What? I don't understand these people. Like, what kind of an argument is that to get in? You clearly have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean other countries don't have capitals? And you're talking to someone from another country, and they're telling you, yes, we do have capitals. We do. And you're like, no, you don't. You don't have capitals. What is it? Why wouldn't they? What does that mean? And then what is that? Those aren't capitals. Those are fashion capitals. Huh? Like, I do think Paris and London might be referred to as fashion capitals of the world, but they're also just capitals. One time I was talking about weather to an American online friend in Celsius, and I got, oops, wait, I forgot you guys use Fahrenheit. Oh, I thought this is what the American said. He said, I go. He didn't say I got. Okay. I was like, there's no way. There's no way the American thinks that you guys use Fahrenheit. And that's the different one. Okay, he says, I go. Oops, wait, I forgot you guys use Fahrenheit. ... Quote, no, we use degrees. Okay, that one is insane. That one is so stupid. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, I can't even laugh at that one. We don't use Fahrenheit. We use degrees. Oh, God. When I was in the States, they asked me if in Chile we had electricity. I was asked by an American if we celebrate Christmas in Canada. I thought Christmas was an American holiday, huh? What the fuck? I like how these Americans are out here asking this same kind of question on equal but opposite ends of the spectrum. You guys celebrate 4th of July, right? But you don't celebrate Christmas, do you? What? One time an American asked me if we had grass in Mexico. Canadian money is dollars and not like euros. I thought dollars were American. God damn. I'm from New Zealand, and an American argued with me that New Zealand is in Australia. So they assumed that they, over here in America, knew more about the geography of your country that you live in than you do. It takes a lot of nerve. Had an American friend who was utterly shocked that South Africa has KFC. Okay. That's kind of a weird one because it's like utterly shocked. Like, I did not know South Africa has KFC. I don't care to know that, to be honest. But okay, that's a piece of knowledge right there. How is that utterly shocking? I guess they assumed South Africa is like mud huts. I guess that's why. I got asked what state in Canada I live in. Oh, because it's provinces in Canada. Okay. Out of all these, I'm giving this one a pass. Compared to the other ones, this isn't even that bad. Compared to the stupid shit I've read today, this gets a pass. I'm sure there's some kind of distinction between a province and a state, but it's not like that big of a distinction, right? I never understood Fahrenheit. I just pretended to. There's nothing to understand. It's like totally arbitrary. It's not like Celsius where it's actually like, like 0 is the freezing point of water. Nah, it's nothing like that. It's just like made up. Why is it called the World Series? We're talking about baseball. When literally it's only the USA competing. And that is a fair question. Hey, why is it called Eurovision when you let freaking Australia come singing it, but you don't let America singing it? Actually, that still wouldn't, that would make even less sense if you let America participate. And I get that Australia is part of the Commonwealth, but still. I'm just kidding. Actually, that would be a freaking horrible idea to let America into Eurovision. Do you know how quickly we would be voted out? Even if we came in with a banger song. They asked me if we have cars in Europe. ... I'm from Austria. ... The country right below Germany. ... You know. ... The country famous for their cars. That's just a dumbass question on many different levels. I mean, you're right. The fact that obviously Europe is quite famous for their cars is just the cherry on top. But even if you weren't, asking if Europe has cars, that is an embarrassing question. Also, we all can agree French fries and chips are two different things. I'm confused. I mean, I know that, like, you guys, or some of you guys, call French fries chips. But it looks like everybody else here is confused as well. I mean, I know in Britain you call the chips crisps, right? Crisps and chips. We call them chips and French fries. Other than that time we were mad at France and we changed the name to Freedom Fries. I think I was in like 3rd grade when we did that for like a year. I was the only one who did it. I thought that was a pretty badass name, Freedom Fries. Kind of a mouthful, no pun intended. I'm reading everyone's comments and I'm baffled. Me frickin' too. Join the club. I'm Saudi, and my American friend asked me if my parents have oil. I was like, wait, what? You definitely need to say no. Don't ever let an American know that your family has oil. I was told by a good friend that we don't have money in Canada. You don't have money in Canada. Not that we're poor, that money doesn't exist. Money just doesn't exist in Canada. Wow. What a concept. It's like the final stage of communism. There's no more classes, no more money, no more bosses. That's Canada. I went to Florida. I was buying a bikini, and the sales lady asked me if it was my first time in a bikini because I was from Canada, and it was always snowy. That's actually a funny question. I also hate it every time they talk about something that's only relevant to them, but act as if it's the entire world's stuff to think about, and my For You page is mostly America. What are you talking about, dude? America's the center of the world. It's the center of the universe. What else is there to care about than what's going on in America? I mean, all jokes aside, it's got to be like a really funny / sad reality TV show to pay attention to what's going on in America. Is it not? I had an American ask me last week if I, quote, speak British. I said, what? He's like, you know, the language people are speaking here that I don't understand. He meant French. I can't do it, guys. I'm all out of whatever it is. Whatever it is that can withstand reading stuff like this, I'm out of it. I no longer even see the humor in it. It's just kind of annoying. Did he seriously say that? He seriously asked you if you spoke British, which obviously isn't even a language. But that wasn't even... The language was French. Like, did he know where he was? Where was he? How did he end up there without knowing that people there spoke French? I guess because he's the type of person that thinks British is a language. An American asked me if we celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. Alright, that's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. It's like asking a German, do y'all celebrate that Oktoberfest? Y'all do that over there in Germany? Y'all celebrate St. Patrick's Day over there in Ireland? Have you heard of it? Actually, the interesting thing about going back to the Cinco de Mayo thing is, from what I understand, it's actually not that celebrated in Mexico. It's like mostly celebrated by Mexican Americans. Not that I mean, anyway. I'm done. I'm just done. Thank you so much, guys. I can't take any more. I hit my quota. I'm done. I'll do it again next week, maybe. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.